This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so with respect to Hive has been concerned, these are all the key takeaways that based upon our previous discussion. So here Hive is a distributed uh, storage processing engine. Okay, so here the data is stored in either in your HDFS. If it is HDFS, the data has been stored across multiple data nodes. We have a number of data nodes. Your data has been stored, or you can have your data in your big data integrated database like HBase, or you can have your data in NoSQL databases like Mongo. Once again, you have a distributed data store. So here, in under this distributed storage, we make use Hive to do data processing. For data processing across data stored on a distributed environment, we make use of Hive. So here I provides tools. It provides a language called Hive query language. So using which we can able to perform the needed activity. So here we can do data extraction, data transformation, and data loading. Okay, by using these Hive tools. So here Apache Hive more specifically, even though it can able to handle all types of data, it provides the structure on the variety of data formats. We have a data formats, a text formats, we have a Avro format, we have a barcube format, we have different formats. Okay, we have a sequence file format. Okay, we will be discussing about different types of format. Here it provides the structured on a variety of data formats. So the data being it is stored in HDFS, it is a semi-structured and structured format. Hive provides a structure using a Hive metastore. We have all the metadata information has been stored in Hive metastore. So by using this Hive metastore, Hive is able to add a structure to the unstructured or semi-structured data. Okay, so here these are all some of the features associated with the Hive. Then the major limitation Hive is mainly meant for online analytical processing. It is not meant for OLTP, online transaction processing, where every day we need to perform update, delete, etc. etc. It is well suited for online analytical processing, less suited for online transaction processing. Okay, it support overwriting of data, it support data appending, it support update from Hive 0.13 version. Okay, before this version 0.13, then we couldn't make a update. Okay, update and delete, which is possible after the version 0.13, and from there we can use Hive for online transaction processing. So before version doesn't support this update, it support only so appending of data, inserting of data and appending of the data at the end of the, and we can issue the select querying of data. But after Hive 0.13, these features has been updated using some additional utility files. So from Hive 13.0.13, we can make use of it for OLTP transaction also. So these are all some of the features with respect to. Okay. So here a more important thing, being a Hive is similar to SQL. In SQL we have subqueries, multiple subqueries, query within the query. Here in Hive, subquery is not supported in Hive. Okay, these are all some of the limitations of going for Hive. Okay, so here with respect to Hive, we have already discussed about these core components. The main core component of Hive is the metastore. Okay, so here we make use of our RDBMS database. By default, we make use of a database called Derby, or we make use MySQL, or we make use of Oracle for storing the metadata information. The entire schema of the Hive table is stored in Hive metastore. The Hive metastore is used to hold all the information about the table, who is the owner of the table, whether the table is partitioned or not, how many fields are there in table, what are all the constraints that has been applied on the field. Okay, so every information has been stored in the Hive metastore, and we make use of any RDBMS database to store this metadata information. Where in case if we install Hive, the default database that it is configured for storing Hive metadata in metastore is Delphi database. Okay, the Delphi database you can also configure MySQL or Oracle if you want to store huge metadata information. This is the default database. So apart from this metastore, we have another component, core component called SERD, serializer and deserializer. It will give instruction to Hive on how to process a record. We may have a text data, we may have a JSON data. Okay, so we may have a binary data which is represented in the Auro format or sequence file format. We may have a parquet data. We can have data stored in different file formats. If you want to handle those data, we need a component called serializer and deserializer. So here using this we call this as a SERD. Using this serializer and deserializer, Hive will know how to look into these informations in terms of various different types of data types. How to handle those data can be done by using SERD. In our example, we will be using Hive SERD for handling how to handle JSON data. Okay, in our example. Then apart from that, Hive support almost all data definition language, data manipulation language, and transaction control, like all the things that is associated with normal SQL, such as creating tables, dropping tables, truncating tables, databases, create database, drop databases, the altering the tables content, so etc. etc. All the things that is associated with the DDL, and then DML, selecting statement, inserting statements, inserting records, deleting records, updating records. Everything is supported here also. So these are all some of the core things that it is associated with Hive. Okay, so here with respect to this Hive has been concerned. Okay, so there are several optimization techniques. So we store data in our tables. We store Hive data in our tables. So with respect to this Hive tables has been concerned, as I already told, there are two types of category. One is Hive default table, which is a Hive managed table, and the second category is Hive external table. This is the default table. We also discussed about the differences between managed and external table. That both the metadata and the data will be managed by Hive. Whereas here only metadata alone will be managed by Hive. The data won't be under the control of Hive. Okay. So whenever you drop the table, so what happened here is both the metadata as well as the data will be dropped. Whereas here, when you drop the table, being the metadata information alone managed by Hive, it will be dropped, the data won't be dropped. Then those data has been called as dangling data. Okay, so you need to manually drop it. So when you can use this external table, if you are going to use apart from Hive, you are going to use tools like Pig, are going to use Spark QL, okay, Spark Hive, okay. So some other tools is going to share the data. Then it is not recommended to go with the managed data. In this case, you need to go for the external data. So these are all the things that it is associated with the Hive managed and external tables. Also, we also discussed about these two concepts. One is partitioning, and the second concept is bucketing. So in order to organize your data in a finer granularity manner in Hive, so to organize data in an efficient manner, we go with the concept of partitioning and bucketing, by which we can able to achieve this query optimization. So rather than going, for example, let me imagine data. Okay, so employee data. So of a MNC company having branches across 10 countries in the world. Okay, so let me assume the data set associated with India containing 50,000 employees. The data set associated with USA containing 10,000 employees, and data set associated with the UK containing 5,000 employees. Like we have So the data set with Singapore containing 5,000, the data set with Pakistan containing 10,000 employees, and so on, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then the data set associated with Japan containing 10,000 employees, and finally Sri Lanka containing 1,000 employees, and another thing. Okay, so here Malaysia containing 9,000 employees. That we make the MNC company having its offices across these 10 countries, having employees in the following distribution. So I want to find out the employee. Let's assume that if it is stored in a normal employee table, all the 1 lakh record has been stored under a single table. If I want to find out the employee getting a minimum salary and maximum salary, working with the Sri Lankan branch, what I need to do? If I have all my data that has been stored on a single table, so here my query want to go through the entire 1 lakh records. And the first stress, it will go and make a condition. It will go to all the 1 lakh record and check for whether the country is Sri Lanka. Then out of 1 lakh, it fetches the 1,000 records associated with these Sri Lankan employees. And on top of it, 1,000, it needs to apply the minimum and maximum functions. This is the way by which I need to execute the query if it is unpartitioned, if it is a normal table. And as a result, even though I am interested only in applying this minimum and maximum value on 1,000 records, I know unwantedly I need to go through, start from beginning to end of the 99,000 records, which I am not at all interested. Okay, am I making sense? இப்போ நான் ஒரு 1000 ரெக்கார்டில் தான் நான் வந்து மினிமம் சேலரி மேக்ஸிமம் சேலரி கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். பட் நான் எனக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும், தேவையில்லாமல் இந்த 99 ரெக்கார்ட் ஐ ஆம் நாட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் வித் ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் அதர் லொகேஷன்ஸ். ஓகே, நான் தேவையில்லாமல் என் கொரி எல்லாத்துலேயும் போகணும். இதற்கு பதிலாக இட் வில் டேக் எ லாட் டைம் டு கம்ப்யூட். இதற்கு பதிலாக if I can able to organize my data based upon certain partitions, all the records associated with India or location, all the records associated with the Sri Lanka or location irudhuduna, ipo enoda query la if I give the condition based upon partition, so unwantedly my query no need to go with all the data 50,000 records associated with India and the remaining 49,000 records associated with the US, UK, Singapore, etc. What I need to do, I can directly apply my minimum and maximum function on top of the records, that is my 1,000 records, which is stored under the Sri Lankan partition. That is the way by which I can able to achieve a better performance if I go with this concept of partitioning. Okay, so this concept is covered under how to optimize high queries. So under which we can once again the table, the managed table and external table can be categorized into a partitioned table and an unpartitioned table. Once again under external, a partitioned table and unpartitioned table. The bucketing is another concept by which after partitioning, if you want to have your data organized in a furthermore finer granularity manner, you go with the concept of bucketing. So we have an in-depth discussion of partitioning and bucketing on the session. Okay, so these are all the ways by which your table need to be managed. Okay, so in terms of this query optimization, we have several ways by which we can optimize your queries. This question was asked in the interview last week. Okay, so for architect, big data Hadoop architect exam, so how you optimize your high queries apart from this so to execute faster on the cluster. Okay, so here being a Hive is a query language, okay, built on top of the Hadoop ecosystems, which is used to query data in terms of petabyte and zettabyte. So here you need to follow certain optimization techniques so that you can able to improve your performance. So what are all the various ways by which you can optimize? So as we discussed, the concept of partitioning is one method. The second way is bucketing is another method. If you partition and bucketed your data, you can do a better optimization, and these are all the other options. You can make use of execution engine in a better manner to do a better optimization. So you can make use of, we have a different file format that we will be discussing: text file, Avro file, sequence file, part2 file. Okay, so there are several files. Basically, 4 5 file types are there. By choosing appropriate suitable file format, we can make better query optimization. Then apart from that, you use the concept of vectorization. I will discuss what is vectorization. Just make a note of these things. Vectorization, we can have a CBO, path-based optimization, and finally use of indexing. These are all the various methodologies or various ways by using which we can get a better query optimization. So we need to apply these methods on your tables data to make a query execution in a fast manner. Okay. So execution engine. So here you can use a execution engine, currently execution engine called TES. Okay, to increase the performance of your high query. So which is nothing but TES is a application framework. Application framework, we will discuss about how to configure test, which is application framework built on top of the yarn. So it Apache test works with Hadoop 2.x. So because being in 1.x there is no yarn, here it is integrated with yarn. Apache test is an application framework by which you can able to increase the performance of your high query. Okay, so which you can execute a complex directed acyclic graphs of data processing tasks. So here we can consider this yarn framework as a successor of MapReduce. We already discussed about the MapReduce version 1 versus MapReduce version 2. Here this yarn support the multi-tenancy concept. Tenancy, multi-tenancy means it can able to execute different types of applications in a more concurrent manner. Okay, so test provides API, application programming interface framework, to write native yarn applications on Hadoop. We can make use of either Java, we can make use of either Python, or we can make use of this high query language. Okay, so etc. By using this API, so here it can make the data which is stored in your Hadoop HDFS. In HDFS, yarn is containing the several APIs. So in Hive, you can configure tests using these APIs of yarn. It can able to fetch the data in a very fast manner. Okay, so please make a note. So it allows the data access applications to handle petabyte and zettabyte of data. Yeah, we will discuss about the installation, how to configure tests, and how to use this framework to fetch query. Okay, so that test is, as of now, what I need to convey to you is an application framework which is integrated in yarn, provides several APIs which support the Java, Python, and okay, to access the data from the HDFS in a very optimized manner. Now you know the concept behind partitioning and bucketing is a way by which. Any question?
Sir, one question. Actually, இப்போ வந்து ஹடூப்ல தான் டேட்டா இருக்கு. நம்ம வந்து அது எப்படி இருந்தாலும் பிரிஞ்சிடும். லைக் இஃப் யூ ரெஃபர் இன் ஹைவ், இஃப் யூ செலக்ட் அ டேபிள், அது டிஃபால்ட்டா மறுபடியும் இட் வில் பி கோயிங் இட் அஸ் மேப் ரெடியூஸ். ஸோ ஹடூப் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அது பிரிஞ்சு தானே ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணும், டிவைட் ஆகி தானே ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணும். தென் வை வி ஆர் கோயிங் ஃபார் அகைன் பார்ட்டிஷனிங்?
ஸோ டிவைட் எப்படி டிவைட் ஆகி ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணும்? உங்க டேட்டா வந்து அக்ராஸ் மல்டிபிள் நோட்ஸ்ல இருக்கும், டேட்டா நோட்ல இருக்கும், சரியா? இப்போ வந்து அது வந்து டிவைட் அண்ட் கான்கர் அப்ரோச். இது அதே இது இப்போ நீங்க கேட்ட கேள்விக்கு நம்ம ஓகே. ஸோ நான் முடிச்சுட்டு அந்த இதுக்கு வரவா? நான் எல்லாத்தையும் திரும்ப பண்ணணும். நான் முடிச்சுட்டு நான் வரேன், உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி கிடைக்கும். ஓகே, ஏன் பார்ட்டிஷனிங் அண்ட் பக்கெட்டிங்கிறதுக்கு நான் பதில் சொல்றேன். ஸோ எக்ஸிக்யூஷன் இன்ஜின்ல பை வே ஆஃப் applying this test framework, okay, we can make use of it. The second thing is the use of suitable file format. So we will be discussing about this file format. So text file format, Avro file format, sequence file format, WARC file format, like lot and lot of file formats are there. So if WARC stands for optimized row columnar file format. Optimized row columnar file format, ORC file format. Okay, so here you can store data in an optimized manner. So here it stores data in a compressed manner. We can able to save almost 75% of space, being if you have your data stored in ORC file format. As a result, the speed of data processing also increases compared to that of a text file format or a sequence file format or a RC file format. We have different files, text file, we have a RC file, we have a sequence file, we have a ORC file, row columnar, optimized row column. These are all different formats that it is supported in type. So out of all the formats, the ORC supports storage of data in a compressed manner by which the size of data has been reduced almost up to 75%. We can able to save the storage space. Okay. As a result, the speed of data processing also increases. So here ORC format improves the performance when the Hive is processing the data in this following manner. Okay. So if you look into these different types of file format, so each and every file format is used certain applications. So here basically Apache Hive provides the following file format. Okay, so as a text file format, the first format, the second file format, the sequential file format. Okay, the third file format is RC file format. Then the fourth format is ORC file format. Out of it, ORC was found to be very best. So what is file format? You know file format. What do you mean by file format? Is a way where how the information is stored or encoded in a computer file. You have data stored in HDFS. There are the various ways by which you can store your data. In our Hadoop itself, we have discussed the storing data either in a text manner or in a binary manner. Apart from that, Hive also supports RC and ORC. So here, if we have data stored in HDFS, Hive, it refers how the records are stored in the file. As we are dealing with the structured data, each record has to be having its own structure. Okay, so here each and every records are encoded in a file in either as a text or either as a row columnar format or either as a sequence file format like thing. Okay, the file formats mainly vary between the data encoding, data compression rate. By the way, the usage of space and the number of inputs and outputs returned from disk is dependent upon this file format only. Okay, a text file. This is the simple input-output file format. Okay, so here while using this text file, we can store data either in a CSV, so comma separator values. We can store data in a tab separator. These are all the things that we have discussed in our first example. We can have data stored in form of separated in form of spaces, and we have data stored in JSONs. So these are all. This means the fields in each record should be separated by using a comma as a separator or tab as a separator, or you using a JSON format or as a space as a separator. By default, if you use the text format, each line is considered as a record. Okay, so this is the default file format. Okay, so here associated with this text. How you can define? Whenever you define a creation of a table, we defined in our previous example stored as text file, row format delimited, fields terminated by comma, etc. In our last Sunday's example, we have created a table, create table employee, we have specified employee number, employee name, and we specified row format delimited, and fields terminated by comma as a separator, or a tab as a separator, or a space as a separator, or each and every line is separated by new line as a separated, store as a test file. Okay. At the end of creation of the table, we need to specify what is the file format. A text file input, a text file output format. Okay, so are presented under the Hadoop under the following package. Okay, so in Hadoop, is the format is presented. The text format is presented. Okay, let me clear this. In terms of use of suitable file formats, the first format that we have discussed is the text format. Okay, under the text only we can store data in the following manner. So here our own employee name Ram, salary DBA. Okay, so here 9,000. Either it can be stored as a space or tab as a separator. 1 comma Ram comma DBA comma 9,000 as a separator. Okay, either as a comma separated format or as a space separated format or either as a tab space separated format or either we can also have data stored in the JSON format also. For handling data stored in JSON format, we will be using the SERDI, serialized JSON SERDI in our example. Okay, so these are all the various supported text format. So what I need to do at the time of creating the table, create table, table name employee, I need to specify those fields and the row format delimited, I need to specify row format delimited, and I need to specify fields terminated by, and I specify each and every new line. Okay, line end up lines terminated by new line character, and finally I need to specify is stored as text file. Okay, so here this specifies how the source data that is going to be used for this table is stored as. Okay, so at the end we need to specify the file format. The text we have for how to use this input and how to use this text output. So here under the Hadoop package, here this corresponding classes is under the following location. Under org, you can verify this Java class file org.apache.hadoop.mapred org.apache.hadoop.mapred.text input format. This is the class file associated with input. Similarly, under the same org.apache.hadoop.mapred, you have text output format. This is for your additional information. Okay, these are all the package which support the text format. We already discussed how to create a text file and load the data using the text file. Okay, so next type of format that it is supported here is here sequence file format. As we have already discussed, another file format is sequence file format. So where to use sequence files? Under which application is found to be a best one? So here, the Hadoop performance is very better when we work with a small number of files with big size. Imagine that you have a 10 GB file. Okay, so here you have a 10 GB file split into 1 GB, 1 GB. Like we have 10 components. Okay, the same 10 GB file has been split into 1 MB, 1 MB. We have up to 10,000 components, being it is MB. 1 GB equivalent to 1024 MB into 10, it is more or less approximately 10,000. Which one is better suited for Hadoop? So here, Hadoop will perform in a better manner when we work with smaller number of files. When we work with smaller number of files with big size rather than larger number of files with a smaller size. If the size of the file is smaller than the typical block size, so here the file size refers to the block size. In 1.x, the default block size is 64 MB, and in 2.x, the default block size is 128 MB. If the size of the block is less than that of the block size, okay, so what happens here is, if you have a smaller sized files, n number of files, you need to maintain all these metadata information. Okay, number of metadata that you need to maintain. Here in this case, imagine this 10 GB of file has been split into 1 GB, 1 GB into 10 parts. I need to maintain only the 10 parts. Here I need to maintain where the 10 parts has been stored and which data node it is stored, whether it is properly replicated or not, like etc. etc. Whereas if I imagine if it is split into 1 MB, I need to maintain almost 10,000 blocks. Okay, so the metadata information, maintaining the metadata information associated with the 10,000 blocks will be cumbersome. So because of number of metadata increases, which will being the metadata is managed by the name node in its RAM memory. Now the name node will feel very difficult. It will be a overhead to the name node if you handle a very small size large number of files. To solve the problem, we work with the concept called sequence file. Okay, the sequence file or will act as a container to store a smaller files. Imagine if we have a lot of smaller files in our data set. So those smaller files can be logically grouped and it will be placed under a single container. Okay. So for that we go with the concept called sequence file. Please make a note. When to use sequence file? If your data set containing large number of small files, small sized files, then you need to go with the concept of sequence files. The sequence files are nothing but a flat files consisting of binary key and value pairs. It stores data in a binary format or under the form of key and value pairs. When Hive converts the query into MapReduce job, it decides on an appropriate key value pairs to be used for a given time. Okay, so here the thing is that the sequence file is used for effective handling of large number of small sized files. So with respect to sequence file itself, we have a different category: uncompressed and record compressed and block compressed. These are all for your additional information. Uncompressed sequence file. Sequence file is represented in a key value. Uncompressed key value records. Record compressed key value records. The entire record will be compressed. Here in this case, uncompressed key values, both the key and the value will be compressed. In a record compressed key value, here only values alone has been stored in a compressed manner. And third one, the block compressed key value, both key and values are collected in a blocks separately and compressed. Please make a note. The key differences between these three things: uncompressed key and value, nothing has been compressed. It occupies more space. Record compressed key and value. Here the key is not compressed. The value part only will be compressed. Okay, and in a block based key and value, both key and value is compressed. It is an interview question. List out how, in case of a sequence file, using which format you can able to achieve a better storage efficiency. Then the answer should be a block compressed key and value format. And here only both key and values will be compressed. Once again, what you need to do at the end, you need to specify stored as sequence file. That's all. After creation of the table, you need to specify stored as sequence file. Automatically Hive knows how to handle this sequence file. So it will be used if you have large number of smaller files. Okay. Another important thing associated with the sequence file is you need to load data from an existing table. Please make a note. Everything that I am referring is interview question. Okay, so here in terms of now to load the data, if you have created a file as a sequence file, it is different from loading the data uh, into the table if it is a text file. So here if it is a sequence file, you need to insert the data by referring from another table, not on directly. The data need to be stored on another table. From the table only, you need to insert data into the table. Example, it is a employee normal. It is employee sequence file instance. You want to read the data from another table into the table. Why so? Because the sequence file format being it is a binary format. It is used for handling binary data. It compresses the data and then stores it into the table. If you want to load directly similar to that of a text file format, it is not possible because we cannot insert the compressed files into the table. Please make a note. Okay, this should be the answer. Why you couldn't load data directly for a sequence file format? The sequence file format is used to representing a binary data, and to the sequence file format, you store data in a compressed manner. So you cannot load data which is in a compressed manner directly into the table. Therefore, what you need to do, you want to store the data into the another table, and from that table you want to load the data into the sequence file. Please mention. So assume that, so here let me have a file by name employee which contains all the data. So you want to store the data in a compressed manner into a sequence file. Assume that the employee sequence is the file that you have created. Now what you need to do, you want to issue the following command: insert, overwrite, or insert into table, anything. Insert, overwrite table. You want to specify the table target employee underscore sequence, select start from employee. This is the command. Okay, so we have already created the table by name employee underscore sequence and employee. This table contains the data. Employee is the table where you have stored the data in a text file. So from the table, we are writing the content into the employee sequence, which is a sequence file format. Okay, I will show to you. And you can apply all this. So I need to make you understand how you can load the data into the different file formats. And the third type of format is the RC file format. RC stands for record columnar file format, which is another type of binary file format, which offers a high compression rate on top of the rows compared to that of a sequence file format. It is another format which is used for storing binary data, which provides more compression than that of sequence file. RC file, record columnar file. RC stands for record columnar file, which is used for storing binary data, which offers a high compression rate. Than the sequence file. Where it is used, under which circumstance we need to use. If you want to perform operations on multiple rows at a time, okay, if you want to perform operation on multiple rows, rather than referring row by row, if you want to group rows, for example, you want to apply the average, okay, group by concept you are aware of under the SQL. If you want to find out, assume that you have a department, sales department, you have a purchase department, you have a marketing department, okay, you have IT department. So here each and every department is assumed to be containing 1,000 employees. You want to find out the salary, minimum salary and maximum salary based upon the department means you want to use this group by class. Group by IT department, and after on top of it all the records based upon IT will be considered as a separate group. Sales as a separate group, market as a separate group. We have multiple rows of records under which you need to apply the minimum and maximum. Okay, here under these circumstances, we want to perform operations on multiple rows concurrently at a time. For that site of scenario, we can use RC files. Okay. So here, this two is a representing binary data, which is stored in form of key and value pairs. And data will be stored in form of key and value pairs. Okay, which is more or less similar to a sequence file. So, okay, the sequence RC file stores a column of the table in form of a columnar manner. Okay, we will be dealing more in depth on this columnar database. We'll go for how to handle data from MongoDB, etc., etc. So how it will store data is it partitions first rows horizontally into row split. Okay, it partitions row into row split. For example, all the records associated with IT will be separated. All the records associated with the sales will be separated. All the records associated with the marketing department will be separated. So, we first do a partition of rows horizontally into row splits. Then, all the data of the row split, once again it is partitioned into a column-oriented storage. So by the way of organizing data in this manner, it can able to achieve a very minimum storage space, and here we can able to do the querying in a very fast manner. So we will be discussing more on RC file. You can work with Google. Usually, so some famous company using RC file is Facebook. Facebook uses RC file as a default file format for storing the data in the warehouse. Okay, so and it is better suited for performing a compressed manner of data. If you want to have, once again, what you need to do at the end, you want to specify the row stored as a RC file at the end. Okay, so here similar to that of sequence file, we cannot load data directly into RC file. So you want to load data from another table only. The similar thing. We need to create a table which support the text file. From there, we need to load the data into the RC file. Please make a note. Then the final type of data that we are going to discuss is ORC. So it is record columnar, whereas ORC stands for optimize row columnar. Several interview questions will be from this file format only, and that one you should aware of where to use and how to use. ORC file. ORC stands for optimize row columnar. So compared to that of other file format, text format, sequence file format, or record columnar format, it provides a very efficient way of reducing the size of original data up to 75%. For example, if you store a file in a text format, occupies 10 GB, this ORC format will occupy only 2.5 GB. The RC format may occupy around 5 to 6 GB. So in terms of compression, it is the very best choice. Okay, so 10 GB will become 2.5, 100 will become 25 GB. So as a result, being you the query need to apply on top of it only the minimum number of data. Okay, it process the data in a very better manner compared to that of other file formats. Okay, so once again, in Hive we can create a RC file by simply specifying stored as a RC file. Okay, please make a note. As of our previous sequence and RC, we cannot load data directly to the RC file. Here we need to load the data from another table. The source table which need to store the data, which is a text data. Okay, these are all the ways by which you can make use of the storing various different data format according to your requirement. So the key takeaway is, if your data is delimited by some parameters, okay, comma as a separator, tab as a separator, space as a separator, or you have a data in JSON, it is better choice to go for a text format. If your data is small in size, okay, so whose size is less than block size, okay, so if your data size is less than your block size, and you have large number of smaller files, large number of small sized files, and you can go for this sequence file format. If you want to perform step 3, if you want to perform some data analytics on top of the data, okay, and you want to store data efficiently, for that you can work with the RC file format for performing analytics. If you want to store data, if you want the storage space to be of very less, and to query data in an optimized way, not only this lessens your storage space, also to increase your performance, you go for this ORC file format. Okay, so these are all the various parameters based upon you can decide which file format you need to go for. While using these different data in our use cases, okay, you will have a clear idea of going for which file format, how to make use of this file format. So this file format, making use of a suitable file format, will make our query performance in an optimized manner. Okay, one is execution engine, that is by using an execution engine test we can get optimized result, and based upon our requirement you can go for choosing a file format. You can either go up with partitioning and bucketing the data. By the way, the data has been divided into final granularities by which your query can be done in an optimized manner. The another thing, vectorization. Okay, what is vectorization? So here, if you go with these here operations like aggregations, let me remove this. Vectorization. So here, if you go with operations like aggregate operations, aggregate instances, sum, average, minimum, maximum, if you apply some condition-based retrieval, that is filtering, if you are going to use here, we have different types of join, map reduce join, map only join. Okay, we have a binary join, different types of join that we will discuss. So here, if we go with this aggregate operation, condition-based filtering, joining by taking a set of rows. In this case, the vectorization will take 124 rows of records instead of taking a single row. So the record that is associated, assume that if you are having now 24 to 24, 2054, 2005. Okay, assume that you have 5120 records in your table. If we issue a normal activity, select start from employee. So where condition where employee number is equal to 1 or like that, it will apply the query record by record. So here if we use this vectorization, okay, what happened here is it will take a batch by batch, each batch containing 1024 records. Therefore, this 5120 records has been executed into 4 queries, so 4 batches. The first batch, it will apply the query and get the result. The second batch, it will apply the query and get the result. Okay. This feature of vectorization is comes effective from 0.30. It will significantly improve the query execution time, and it is need to be enabled by 2 parameter setting in hive-site.xml file. We have a hive-site.xml file. Under that hive-site.xml file, what you need to do, you want to invoke this parameter. The command to invoke this parameter is, please make a note, set. By default, it is not invoked. Hive.vectorized dot execution equals true. Similarly, set hive dot vectorized dot execution dot enabled is equal to true. These are all the 2 parameters that you need to set. Please mention. This thing needs to be specified. Okay. The vectorization parameter that you need to specify under the following hive-site.xml. The another optimization method is cost-based optimization. Cost-based optimization is another method using which this feature also comes supported from Hive. Okay. So here, this cost-based optimization, Hive optimizes each query. Here, with respect to this query, we have different plans. If you guys already worked with the query optimization techniques, you are aware of. We have 2 types of execution plans. Yeah, logical execution plan and the physical execution plan. There are 2 types of execution plan. Okay, so here we need to, here this optimization are not based upon the cost of the query. Okay, whereas the current version of Hive, okay, the 1.x version. So I think so it is comes with 0.14 itself. It is we have a technique called CBO, will perform further optimization based upon the query cost, resulting in, okay, so here we are performing this joints. Okay, which types of joint to perform, degree of parallelism that we can apply for this logic of CBO can be applied, cost based optimization. If you want to enable this using the following settings. Set hive dot cost based optimization dot enables equals true. If and only if it is by default disabled. Okay. So here set these are all the 4 parameters that you need to activate. set hive dot compute dot. You please make a note of this thing. Query dot using stats. You need a statistical information. Hive dot compute dot query dot using that stats equal to true. Similarly, you need to set hive dot stats dot fetch dot column dot stats equal to true. Similarly, set hive dot stats dot fetch dot partition dot stats is equal to true. So these are all the 4 parameters that you need to enable. Okay, then only we can use this cost-based optimization. And final technique is indexing. Okay, so here if you create an index onto your table, it will definitely increase your query performance. Okay, so when you apply index, how to create index on Hive will be discussed. We create a separate table called index table, which acts as a reference to the original table. Okay, the index, you have original table. Similar to that of now creating a normal index, we need to create a index. We have an index table and we have an original table. The original table contains all the records. Here we have an index table which have a link to the original table. Okay. So you want to create index, so the index will do a proper assignment. So these are all the various ways by which you can work with optimizing your Hive queries, out of which we will be giving focus on partitioning and bucketing in today's session. Okay, so this indexing, the vectorization, we already discussed the use of execution engine tests, how to configure this thing will be discussed in the coming sessions. Is it clear how you can participate? Now I come to the answer of question raised by Sundari ma'am. Okay, what is your question, ma'am? Please let me know. ஏற்கனவே நம்மளோட டேட்டா வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் அவங்க ஏன் பார்ட்டிஷனிங் பண்ணணும், ஏன் பக்கெட்டிங் பண்ணணும், ஏற்கனவே நம்ம டேட்டா ஸ்பிளிட் ஆகி தானே இருக்கு அப்படின்னு கேட்டோம். அதான உங்க கொஸ்டின்?
எஸ் சார். எஸ் சார்.
ஓகே, அஸ்யூம் இப்போ எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு நம்ம சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு எம்என்சி கம்பெனி having offices across 10 countries. ஏற்கனவே என்கிட்ட 5 data nodes. Okay, 10. Okay, 5 data node. Data node 1, data node 2, data node 3, data node 4, and data node 5. Okay, நம்ம சிம்பிளிசிட்டிக்காக ஒரு 5 country வச்சு. The country may be India, it may be US, it may be UK, it may be Singapore, and Japan. So assume that we have 1 lakh of records. India 50,000 records, US 25,000 records, UK 10,000 records, Singapore 10,000, Japan 5,000 records. Okay, இந்த ரெக்கார்ட் எல்லாம் ஒரே ஃபைலா இருந்துச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ this records will be splitted. This 1 lakh records has been splitted into, like we imagine, 20,000 records, and it will be stored across all these. ஒவ்வொருதுலயுமே 20,000 ரெக்கார்ட். இப்போ இதுல நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? இப்போ என்னுடைய query வந்து I want to find out, select minimum salary, maximum salary from the table name where country is equal to Japan அப்படின்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ இந்த 20,000 ரெக்கார்ட்லயுமே என்ன இருக்கும், ஒரு சிங்கிள் லொகேஷன்ல தான் அந்த டேட்டா நோட் ஒன்ல ஒரு சிங்கிள் லொகேஷன்ல தான் ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கும். இந்த இங்கேயுமே இந்த டேட்டா நோட் ஒன்லயுமே ஒரு சிங்கிள் லொகேஷன்ல தான் ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கும் அந்த என்டையர் ஃபைல். இந்த சிங்கிள் லொகேஷன்ல அசியூம் இந்த 20,000ல we have 19,000 records belonging to India. Only 100 records alone belong to Japan. Remaining 900 records belong to other countries. My interested record of 100 record is present here. Similarly, here in my data node, I have 2,000 record here. In my data node, so remaining 80,000 record belongs to another thing. இப்போ இந்த கேஸ்ல நான் அப்படியே இந்த கொரி இங்க அப்ளை பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னா இங்க என்ன பண்ணும், my Japan record here associated with my data node 1 is only 100. இந்த 100ல அப்ளை பண்ணி எனக்கு மினிமம் சேலரி என்ன மேக்ஸிமம் சேலரி வந்தா என்ன அப்படிங்கிறது எனக்கு கண்டுபிடிச்சா போதும். ஆனா என்ன பண்ணும், தேவையில்லாம 19,900 ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ்லயும் போய் செக் பண்ணி அதை ஜப்பானான்னு செக் பண்ணி அது இல்லாம ஒன்லி ஜப்பானை மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கும். கரெக்டா? டேட்டா ஸ்பிளிட் ஆகி தான் இருக்கு, கொரி கன்கரண்டா எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகும் மேப்லெட்டிஸ். ஆனா எல்லாத்துலயும் ஒரே லொகேஷன்ல டேட்டா இருக்கிறதுனால என்னுடைய இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்து ஸ்ரீலங்கா மட்டும், சாரி ஜப்பான் மட்டும்தான். ஆனா மித்த டேட்டாவையும் கொரி போய் சர்ச் பண்ணும். இதற்கு பதிலாக இந்த டேட்டா நோட்ல எனக்கு சிங்கப்பூர் டேட்டா தனியா, இந்தியா டேட்டா தனியா, யூஎஸ் டேட்டா தனியா வச்சிருந்தேன்னா இந்த லொகேஷன்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒன்லி 100 ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ்ல மட்டும் போய் சர்ச் பண்ணிட்டு வருமா, பார்ட்டிஷன் பண்ணி வச்சிருந்தேன்னா. இஸ் இட் மேக்கிங் சென்ஸ்? அப்ப எனக்கு தேவையில்லாம 19,900 records which my query is not at all interested won't be processed. Ma'am, this question is for you. புரியுதா?
புரியுதுங்க சார்.
This is the reason why you need to go for partition your data.
So actually partitioning வந்து நம்ம கிரியேட் பண்ணோம்னா இட்ஸ் டிபெண்ட்ஸ் அப்பான் the type of எப்படி சொல்றது, நம்ம என்ன ஒர்க் பண்ண போறோமோ அதை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணி தான் பார்ட்டிஷனே பண்ணுவோம் நம்ம. இட்ஸ் நாட் லைக் ஆர்டிஎம்எஸ்ல பண்ற மாதிரி கிடையாது, ட்ரெடிஷனல் சிஸ்டம்ஸ்ல பண்ற மாதிரி கிடையாது. ஓகே,
இதுல நீங்க இந்த கண்டிஷன் வேற கிளாஸ்ல என்ன ஃபீல்ட நீங்க ரெஃபர் பண்ண போறீங்களோ அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் நீங்க பார்ட்டிஷன் பண்ணுவீங்க. ஓகே
ஓகே சார்.
இந்த கேஸ்ல கண்ட்ரி ரெஃபர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கண்ட்ரி, இந்த கேஸ்ல டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ரெஃபர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா டிபார்ட்மெண்ட். நான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுக்கிறேன், அப்போ உங்களுக்கு புரியும்.
ஓகே சார்.
இதுதான் டிஃபரண்ட் வேஸ் ஆஃப் டிஃபரண்ட் டேட்டா டைப்ஸ் அண்ட் ஹவ் யூ கேன் டூ அ ஆப்டிமைசேஷன். இப்போ ஒரு சின்ன நம்ம ஏற்கனவே பார்த்த அந்த ஒரு சின்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் லெட் மீ மூவ் ஆன் டு திஸ்.
சார் ஒரு கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க, லைக் என்னன்னா பிசிக்கலி ஸ்டில் தி டேட்டா இன் எஸ்டிஎஃப்எஸ் தான், கரெக்ட்டா சார்?
ஆமா, எல்லாமே ரெஃபர் தான் பண்ணும்.
ஓகே.
Okay, data will be in HDFS. There will be a reference which points to the data stored in HDFS.
Okay.
Yes. நம்ம high components பத்தி பார்த்தோம். நம்ம data எங்க ஸ்டோர் ஆகும், the tables பத்திலாம் நம்ம பார்த்திருந்தோம். லோட் எப்படி ஒரு டேபிள் கிரியேட் பண்றது, லோட் பண்றது அதெல்லாம் பார்த்திருந்தோம் இல்லையா? லாஸ்ட் இதுல என்னெல்லாம் பார்த்திருந்தோம்?
டேபிள், எக்ஸ்டர்னல் டேபிள், மேனேஜ் டேபிள்ஸ் அதெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்.
Okay, so now we discuss about the difference between partitioning and bucketing பத்தி பார்த்துட்டு ஒரு பிரேக் எடுத்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த ப்ராக்டிகல்ஸ் போகும். Okay. So the major difference between the partitioning and bucketing, even though both serves for the same purpose, assume your employee table is going to partition based upon this country field, and it is assumed that the country field containing 100 unique values. டோட்டலா 1,00,000 ரெக்கார்ட் இருக்கு. உங்க இதுல வந்து 100 கண்ட்ரில பிரான்ச்சஸ் இருக்கு. Your employee, your company is having branches across 100 countries. 1,00,000 ரெக்கார்ட் இருக்கு. இப்போ நம்ம you are going to partition based upon country னா டோட்டலா எத்தனை பார்ட்டிஷன் கிரியேட் ஆகும்னா 100 partitions will be created. Partition 1, 2, 3 up to 100 partitions will be created, out of which the 1 lakh record will be distributed. Okay, so இப்போ சில இடங்கள்ல சில பார்ட்டிஷன்ஸ்ல கம்மியான ரெக்கார்ட். எக்ஸாம்பிள், கண்ட்ரி இந்தியாவில் 1,00,000 ரெக்கார்ட்ல இந்தியாவில் மட்டும் 50,000 ரெக்கார்ட்னா அந்த இந்தியா இருக்க பார்ட்டிஷன்ல 50,000. ஸ்ரீலங்காவில் 1000 ரெக்கார்டு அப்படின்னா இந்த 1000 ரெக்கார்டு மட்டும் ஸ்ரீலங்காவில். ஜப்பான்ல 2000 ரெக்கார்டு அப்படின்னா ஜப்பான்ல இருக்கிறது மட்டும் 2000 ரெக்கார்டு. ஸோ ஹியர் if your query is based upon that particular condition, okay, so if you want to find out the salary minimum maximum on Sri Lanka or any activity on Sri Lanka, directly நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், it will move to the partition where we have Sri Lanka க்கு move பண்ணி இங்க the query will be applied and the result will be get back without touching the remaining 99,000. But thing is that if you have more number of unique values on the partitioning field, here the number of partitions will be more. So if the number of partitions will be more, maintaining those partitions will be overhead for your name node. If you want to restrict the number of partitions under your control, here it is not under your control. So how many unique values in the partitioning field? Here you are going to take the country field as a partitioning field. How many unique values that it is present in the country field, based upon that the number of partitions will be created. இப்போ நீங்க இந்த கண்ட்ரியில வந்து 200 கண்ட்ரி யூனிக்கா இருந்தது அப்படின்னா 200 பார்ட்டிஷன் கிரியேட் ஆகும், which is not under your control. Whereas if you want the number of partitions need to be under your control, you go for the concept called bucketing. Bucketing is similar to that of partitioning, which is used to store the data in a finer granularity manner for optimized query execution. The main difference, it is under the control of developer. How many partitions that need to be created in order to accommodate all the data. If it need to be under the control of developer, he need to go up with the concept of bucketing. If not, if it should be under the controller of the Hive framework, you need to go for partitioning. Okay, so the partitioning la எத்தனை unique value அதன partition. Here நான் சொல்லிக்கலாம் create 10 buckets அப்படினு சொல்லிக்கலாம். இல்ல I can instruct to create 20 buckets அப்படினா all the 1 lakh record will be distributed across this only 10 buckets only. How? It uses a concept called a hash function. It uses a concept called a hash function. Imagine we have 10 buckets. Starts from bucket 0, bucket 1 up to bucket 9. It will read the once again the country field. It will read the field value India. It will apply to, this is my input. It apply to a hash function. This hash function will produce a unique output. Assume India produces the output, let me make it a 6. Here it will apply on the formula modulus the number of bucket, 10 bucket. Okay, I will let you know with a separate. Okay, we have bucket 0, bucket 1, assume 5 buckets, bucket 2, bucket 3 and bucket 4. These are all buckets. It is under the control of developer. We specify the employee table containing 1 lakh record with 100 unique different countries need to be stored under the bucket. Okay, so first it will read the value. Imagine India. This value will be inputted to the hash function. The hash function என்ன பண்ணும், இதுக்கு ஒரு unique output வந்து கொடுக்கும், ஒரு unique number வந்து கொடுக்கும். If there is a change in even a single bit, இதுல வந்து நீங்க இந்தியாவுக்கு பதில் வேற ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு வேல்யூ ஒரு சின்ன பிட் சேஞ்ச் இருந்தாலும் it will produce a different output. இதை நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன், the modulus number of bucket, it will give you a 6 modulus 5 will give you a remainder 1. In that bucket, the bucket 1 ல போய் என்ன போட்டுரும், இந்தியாவை போய் போட்டுரும். This is the bucket 1. Imagine Sri Lankaன்னு ஒரு அடுத்த ரீட் பண்ணுது. The hash function will produces any output, any output. So 8 modulus 5, remainder is 3. Bucket 3 ல வந்து போட்டுரும். Okay, start from 0 னால bucket 3 ல வந்து Sri Lanka output. அதே மாதிரி USA, it apply to hash function. Imagine it produces a result 12. 12 modulus 5, which is equal to remainder 2. So the bucket 2 ல போய் USA போட்டுரும். When we imagine Japan, Japan produces a value 13. 13 modulus 5, which is remainder is 3. So third bucket la the value belonging to Japan. So this is the way by which each and every bucket may hold the value associated with multiple country fields. Okay, so when you apply a condition based upon Japan, here the query will be applied to the bucket B2 where the values of Japan has been stored. Okay, without looking into the other buckets. So this is the way by which if you want to restrict the number of partitions, you can work with this concept of bucketing, which facilitates the developer in designing the number of partitions. Whereas in case of the previously discussed thing, if we go with the concept of partitioning, which is beyond our control. So how to create bucket and how to create partition, we will discuss. So this is the way by which we can design going for partitioning or bucketing for our better query optimization. Okay.
சார் இங்க
ஒரு ஓவர்வியூ தான் நீங்க சொல்லியிருக்கேன். பக்கெட்டிங் பார்ட்டிஷனுக்கு தனியா 4 hours ஆஃப் செஷன் இருக்கும்.
ஓகே சார், இதில் கொஸ்டின் ஒன்று. இப்போ நீங்கள் நாளைக்கு சொல்கிறேன்னீங்க. நான் இந்த பக்கெட் வந்து இப்போ மாடுலஸ் அது ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணுறது வந்து இப்போ வந்து டிபெண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் த யூனிக் வேல்யூஸ் பொறுத்து வருது இல்லையா? அது இப்போ சப்போஸ் ஃபஸ்ட்டு 3 பக்கெட்ஸ்க்கே மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் வந்ததுன்னா இப்போ பக்கெட்டுக்கு ஏதாவது சைஸ் அந்த அலோகேஷன்லாம் எப்படி மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும்?
இல்லை என்ன அட்வான்டேஜ் அப்படின்னா, நீங்கள் நிறையா பார்ட்டிஷன்ஸ் நீங்கள் வச்சுருந்தீங்கன்னா அது எல்லா பார்ட்டிஷன்ஸையும் மேனேஜ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நிறையா அன்வான்ட் ஸ்டோரேஜ் ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கும். அதை மேனேஜ் பண்ணுறது கஷ்டமாக இருக்கும். இதற்கு பதிலாக நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம், நம்ம இந்த மாதிரி ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம இந்த நம்பர் ஆஃப் பார்ட்டிஷன்ஸ் தட் யூ நீட் டு மேனேஜ் இஸ் வெரி லெஸ். அவ்வளோதான்.
பக்கெட்க்கு ஏதாவது ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் சைஸ் இருக்கு நம்ம செட் பண்ணுமா? நம்ம
அப்படிலாம் எதுவுமே செட் பண்ண தேவையில்லை, எல்லாமே டைனமிக் தான்.
ஓகே ஓகே. ஈவன் ஒரே பக்கெட்ல மல்டிபிள்ஸ் அந்த மாடல்
ரிட்டர்ன் வந்து நம்பர் ஆஃப் பார்ட்டிஷன்ஸ் மினிமைஸ் பண்றது. ஒரே பக்கெட்டுக்கு நம்ம சைஸ் செட் பண்ணோம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, நம்மளோட அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை தாண்டி போய் அதில் டேட்டா ஒழுக முடியாது, ஒரு டேட்டா வில் பி லாஸ்ட்.
ஓகே, இல்லை அதுதான் அது புரியுது. இப்போ இந்த 5ங்கிறது நம்ம ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு எடுத்திருக்கோம். இப்போ வந்து இந்த இந்த ஹேஷ் ஃபங்க்ஷன்
ஏற்ற மாதிரி செலக்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். எவ்வளோ ரெக்கார்ட் இருக்கும், நீங்கள் 1 கோடி ரெக்கார்டை வச்சுட்டு வந்து 5 பக்கெட் வைக்கக்கூடாது. 1 கோடி ரெக்கார்டு இருந்தால் அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி பக்கெட்ஸ் நீங்கள் வந்து இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிக்கணும்.
ஓகே,
உங்களுக்கு புரியுறதுக்காக பக்கெட்டிங் அப்படின்னா என்ன, இதுனா பார்ட்டிஷனிங் அப்படின்னா என்ன, எப்படி டிஃபர் ஆகும் அதோட கான்செப்டுவலா அப்படிங்கிறத புரியுறதுக்காக நான் அதை போட்டிருக்கேன்.
ஓகே
ஓகே
ஓகே.
Any other question? So நான் சில அப்ளிகேஷன்ல எல்லாத்துக்கும் நான் ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ஆன் காமிப்பேன். எங்க பக்கெட்டிங் எப்படி கிரியேட் பண்ணணும், உங்களோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எப்படி இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆகுது, பக்கெட்டிங்ல பார்ட்டிஷன்ல அதே இதை அப்ளை பண்ணா எப்படி, சில இது நான் பேஸ் சொல்லிடுறேன். நீங்க ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஃபுல் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்றது நீங்க தான் பண்ணணும். ஹைவ்லே அவ்வளோ இருக்கு, எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லிட்டே இருந்தோம்னா போயிட்டே இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ நம்ம ஃபைல் ஃபார்மேட் என்னன்னு பார்த்துருக்கோம். என்னென்ன டைப் ஆஃப் ஃபைல் ஃபார்மேட்டு, எந்த ஃபைல் ஃபார்மேட் எங்கே யூஸ் பண்ணணும். And we discussed about various optimization techniques. எப்படி நம்ம டெஸ்ட் எக்ஸிக்யூஷன் இன்ஜின் கொண்டு வருது, என்ன மாதிரி ஃபைல் ஃபார்மேட், என்ன மாதிரியான அப்ளிகேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணுறது, அதர் பார்ட்டிஷனிங் அண்ட் பக்கெட்டிங் மூலியமா எப்படி, ஸோ வெக்டரைசேஷன் மூலியமா எப்படி, அண்ட் தென் இண்டெக்ஸிங் எப்படி, ஆப்டிமைசேஷன் காஸ்ட் பேஸ் ஆப்டிமைசேஷன் எப்படி. ஓகே, ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் த திங் தட் வி ஹாவ் டிஸ்கஸ்ட். ஸோ இப்போ எந்த கேஸ்ல எதை யூஸ் பண்ணணும், எந்த வெர்ஷன்ல எது சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுங்கிறதையும் பார்த்துருக்கோம். அண்ட் தென் வித் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் டு நம்ம ஒரு டேட்டா பேஸ் கிரியேட் பண்றது, டேபிள் கிரியேட் பண்றது, அது எல்லாமே ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம பார்த்துட்டோம். இப்போ அதில் போயிட்டு ஃபர்தராக நம்ம எப்படி டேட்டா லோட் பண்ணுறதும் பார்த்துருக்கோம். அண்ட் தென் ஒரு டேபிளோட ஸ்கீமா டிஃபைன் பண்ணுறது எல்லாமே பார்த்தோம். ஸோ ஹவு டு லோட் டேட்டா ஃப்ரம் லோக்கல் ஃபைல் சிஸ்டம்ஸ், how to load data from HDFS, everything that we have discussed. Okay, இப்போ சில சாம்பிள் இதெல்லாம் புரிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன பார்த்துருந்தோம், நம்ம ஹைவ் ஃபைல் ஃபார்மேட், நம்ம வேற என்ன டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தோம். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹவு யூ கேன் இன்டராக்ட் வித் ஹைவ் வெப் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ். So far what we did, there are three ways by which you can interact with the hive. Okay, one is by using a hive command line interface. நம்ம இப்போ பார்த்தது hive shell. இது போக we can use a script, hive script, and we can use a hive web interfaces. How to configure this thing அப்படிங்கறத after a break வந்து பார்ப்போம். How to write a script file. The concept of script file is making use of reusability. You can write a script and you can store the script and you can execute the script whenever that you need. அதுதான் வந்து hive script ஓட கான்செப்ட். வெப் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ்ங்கிறது ஒரு கிராஃபிக்கல் யூசர் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ், ஒரு கைமோல்ல ஹைவ் கூட எப்படி இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் பண்றது. So far what we did is a command line interface. இப்போ இந்த எப்படி நான் ஒரு வெப் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் கான்ஃபிகர் பண்றது, which tool that you need to configure for web interface, and how you can configure your hive script அப்படிங்கறத பத்தி பார்க்க போறோம். Before going into that, உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தா கேட்கலாம். ஸோ நீங்க ஒரு கைட் மோட்ல போகணும்னா ஹைவ் வெப் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணணும். நீங்க ஒரு இது நீங்க இப்போ இதுல என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, if you go with this CLI mode, so if you go with this CLI mode அப்படின்னா நீங்க hive shell, you want to log in into the hive shell and need to issue the command. So here if you go with this script file அப்படின்னா you no need to log in into the hive shell. From the OS shell itself, from the OS prompt itself, you can create a script file which contains the sequence of hive commands. From the OS you can run the script file. Okay, இது நம்ம பார்ப்போம். அதே மாதிரி ஒரு வெப் இன்டர்ஃபேஸுக்கு ஒரு ப்ரௌசர் மூலியமாக ஒரு ப்ரௌசர்ல ஓபன் பண்ணி அதை நீங்க ஹைவ் கூட இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் பண்ண போறோம், ஒரு கை மோட்ல யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம். இதுதான் நம்ம இது வரைக்கும் பார்த்துருக்கிறது. ஓகே, இதான் நம்ம ஒரு பிரேக்கு அப்புறம் பார்ப்போம். ஸோ பிஃபோர் கோயிங் இன் டு த பிரேக், ஓகே, இஃப் யூ ஹாவ் எனி டவுட் வித் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் டு வாட் வி ஹாவ் டிஸ்கஸ்ட் டுடேஸ் செஷன், யூ ப்ளீஸ் மேக் ஏ கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன். ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் கோ த்ரூ பண்ணுங்க. ஏதாச்சும் டவுட் இருந்தா நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணலாம். ப்ளீஸ் கோ த்ரூ. doubt இருக்கா? Hello, Raghu sir, Radha.
இல்லை ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக இப்போ இல்லை.
ஒரு ஓவர்வியூ தான் பார்த்துக்கோ, உள்ள ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது தான் உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். Okay, we can take a break for 20 minutes and be back at 12:50.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Writing the Hive script. So here, the Hive script file should end with SQL, extension SQL. Okay, so here you can write all the queries within this script file. And here you create a file like x.sql, and you specify all the Hive allowed queries like creating the table, loading the table, okay, select statement, everything that you can have it. And from your command prompt itself, you can able to execute the script file. Okay, directly from the Linux terminal, you can able to, without logging into the Hive shell, you can able to execute the script file. Here, you want to write a script, and from the command prompt, you can directly invoke the script from the command prompt itself. So here, in this case, you can issue the following command from the command set. Either you can run invoke directly a script file by using hive -f. You need to specify the file name. Okay, so it's .sql. The second method in this example is running a short script. You can use a concept called a short script. So if you want to do a query into the table, you can use the option -e, and then for example within this course, for example select star from table employee, you can make it. So both the thing you can make use of it without actually logging into the Hive command prompt. Normally, you need to log in into this Hive shell. From there only you can issue the query, select star from there. Whereas here, this is the way by which you can execute this sort of script is called as short scripts. This sort of script is called as a short script. Please make a note. So here we are going to discuss about how to create a Hive query and how to do this execution using this Hive query. Okay. So here let me create a following task. Okay, a simple file, and you perform a join operation or any other operation. Let me create two sample files for our execution. Let me create two sample files. A customer.csv, a comma separator, and a order.csv. Okay, so here in your prompt, create this customer one comma from comma the age of the customer comma city of the customer. Okay, so the amount that is this purchased. So you create two files, 2 comma Arun comma 40 comma. Okay, Yes, the file order.csv under home/Hadoop. In your local file system, create a file order sample text file. You can make it a comma separated or a text file, anything. Then another file. This corresponds to customer file. Another order file with the order ID, the order date, the customer ID, the amount of purchase. Okay, here this corresponds to the following. You create this customer ID, the customer name, the customer age, the customer city, and the salary of customer. These are all the fields. Assume that these are all the fields for the customer and order table. Okay, order ID, order date, customer ID, and the amount of purchase. And you create another file, order ID 102, 103, 105. So you create the following information. So let the order ID, the date, comma, the date format, you need 2018 hyphen. Here you specify the month, okay, 09, and the date of purchases 15. Like you just populate then the customer ID. Then here you need to map with the customer ID. Customer ID 1, the amount of purchase, let maybe 5,000. Like you create these records into the same location under home/Hadoop. For your practice, you do this. Next, what we are going to do, these are all the two things that we need to have. Now we are going to create a table. Let us create a customer table. Okay. Under hide, create table. So first I will do it using hide shell, and laterly how you can make it using the hide shell script. Create table. This is the command. Customer. You need to have a customer ID, which is of integer. And customer name. Once again, it is a string or varchar, anything that you can have. And then customer age, which is a integer. And customer city, once again, it is a string or varchar. And finally, the salary of the customer. Okay, so it is an integer. Now you need to specify a row format or create delimiter, and you need to specify fields, the source field terminated by separator. In this example, we have made it as comma as a separator, fields terminated by comma as a separator. Okay, the default data type being it is a text, you don't need to specify anything. Now, what you need to do? So you need to load the data. How you can load the data? Then once the table has been created, you can issue load data. Being it is assumed that the customer is present in the local file system under home, under Hadoop. You have the customer table, load data. You need to issue a keyword local in path. You need to specify the full path under home, under Hadoop, under customer. So here into the table, you need to specify the table name. Okay, the table name is customer. So here, if your data is in HDFS, then you no need to issue the local command. It's okay. If your data is in HDFS, you no need to issue the local. And then similarly, you create a order table. Create table order. You have order ID. So it is of integer. Order date. You can give a date type. You can make it as a date type, timestamp, or anything. You have a customer ID, CID. The name field should be the same customer ID, which is of integer, and then the purchase amount, which is of integer. Once again, you need to specify row format delimiter and fields eliminated. Both the things that you need to specify, and you need to load the data. Load data. Once again, local import under home under Hadoop, under which you have a table by name order into table order. Okay, so first you need to create a table. You need to load the data into the first table. You need to create the second table. You need to load the data into the second table. So after that, you can issue any query on top of it. Okay, so for example, here you can issue a join. So we will have a discussion about this join. We just for our example, you need to make use of. Here we are going up with the concept for multi-table select. So from we can issue the select statement. So this concept is called multi-table insert and multi-table select that we will discuss. Select start from. You can specify customer joined with order, and you need to specify the condition on. Once again, you want to specify the condition customer dot customer ID equals order dot customer ID. While performing a joining on this table, what you need to do? You want to have a common column. Okay. So close this condition. Close the query. You are giving a alias name. Let me make it as alias A. Okay. This is called the table alias. Select. You are going to have from the following result, you are going to display the customer name, the customer age, and the amount the customer purchased. Okay, and A dot the amount that is purchased, AMT, order amount. Okay, the condition is where the ID A dot the customer ID equals to, let me make it as 1. What it will do? So it will select from customer and the order table based upon the condition. So here the customer ID is equal to order table's customer ID, and that output will be stored temporarily in the following alias name. A is the alias name, table alias. From the alias, I am selecting A dot name, A dot age, and the A dot amount with the condition that the customer ID is 1. Okay, so here I want to execute this command, all this command as a separate entity. So here it took 5 jobs to run the query, start from beginning until the end. Job 1 creating the table, job 2 inserting the data into the table, job 3 creating the order table, job 4 loading the data into the order table, job 5 performing a join statement. Okay, so we will query the same for the second time, but while running the script file in Hive, okay, the number of times if the user want to run this sort of jobs frequently, what you need to do? You can do this by using a shell script. Okay, similar to that of a shell script. we can have a Hive query script file. So in that script file, you need to specify all the statements. What are all the statements that it is to specify? Create table, load data, until all the 5 statements in a sequential order, you need to create a script, and you can call the script from the location. But how you can call the script? You can specify all the things one by one into the script file. So open a script file, sample.sql, and you type all the commands into the. You can open either by using a VI editor or any editor. Okay, VI sample.sql. You store the script file under the same location, home/Hadoop, and assume that you have the script file sample.script file into the location. And once it is created from the OS prompt itself, so your Hadoop cluster should be running. The prerequisite is, if you want to execute a script, you should have your Hive got connected. Hive should be got connected in one screen. Okay, then in another operating system prompt, you can issue Hive -f. You need to specify the full path underscore the following script file. Automatically, it will execute the above mentioned block one by one. So this is the way. So here, this thing can be automated by using this Hive script. Okay, this is the way of executing a set of commands using this Hive script. Okay, so the next what we are going to do, how to make use of a Hive web interfaces. So here we use these Hive web interfaces. We need to run the execution of the script in a graphical user interface. Okay, so here the what you can do, you can go a schema based browsing. So not each and everything needs to be, for example, for showing databases, what we did, you issue the command show databases. For selecting the tables, show databases. For selecting the tables under the databases, we use database name and show tables. Here we won't need to do like this. If you are interacting using Hive web interfaces, you have this database name will be listed. Once you click on this, all the tables under which will be listed. So everything will be listed under a single click. Okay, so here how to configure these Hive web interfaces. Okay, so we can configure the Hive web interfaces and you can execute this query by using a graphical mode of interfaces. So here you need to set you need to aware of the following thing for Hive web interfaces. So you need to configure the following thing: Hive web interface dot listen dot host. This is the first parameter. The host address where Hive is configured. Hive web interface will listen on the host address. Okay, where Hive is configured. Now you want to specify Hive dot listen dot port number. So the port, the Hive web interface will be listening. Okay, you need to specify the host address. You need to specify the port under which Hive is looking for the input, and you need to specify a web archive file, hive.sw.war.file, a web archive file which contains the needed Java web files. Okay, the Java class files and associated with the web interface files for making his Hive web interface to be activated. So these are all the three things that you need to specify under the following location: hive-site.xml. Under this file, hive-site.xml file, you need to specify all the three parameters. A hive-site.xml file will be located under the Hive home directory conf folder. Okay, assume that you installed Hive under home, under Hadoop, under which you have installed Apache, Hive, 1.2.1, under which there is a folder called conf. Under the conf folder, you can find this hive-site.xml file. under the I-hyphen site.xml file, you need to specify this. Okay. So here it needs to be specified under the name and value pair, key value pair. You have a name tag, being it is a then here under the value you need to specify the value. So you want to specify i.listen.host. You need to specify the IP address of the machine, and then hive database will be listen on. Where you have configured this hive. Okay, the IP address of the machine need to be configured. Similarly, here for the value you want to specify a port value. Okay, you can specify any value. You can specify a port value 999 if you are using a cloud era distribution, or if you are using your normal distribution, you can specify any port. In that your port only Hive will be listening. And then you need to specify more importantly the var file. Okay, the var file will be presented under the lib folder of Hive. Okay, so under the location where you have configured Hive, under home, under Hadoop, under Hive, under that location there will be a folder called lib folder. Under the lib folder, there will be a file called hive web interface hyphen. Okay, a particular version 1.2.1 version dot var file. Okay, so this thing need to be specified under the value parameter. Okay, these are all the three things that you need to set. Please make a note. The war file containing Java server pages, which is used for high work interfaces. Then after that, after specifying all the three things, the listening host and the port number and the location of this war file, what you can do, you can start the services by going into this hive installed location bin slash hive space hyphen service. You need to specify HWI. HWI stands for High Web Interfaces. And here the services took some time to start. Then open a browser and type the being it is a single node local host, then followed with the port number that you have configured slash high web interface. So it will take you to the connection, and here you have an option by name create session. You want to click on the option create session. So here under it will be under the session tab. Okay, so it will ask for a session name. You need to enter any name. Okay, sample session. Let me enter a session by name sample, and after that you need to click on the submit button. Okay, so once the session has been created, it will take you to the session box. And then here you can issue a start query, and you can submit a query. Rather, you can select the database, you can select the table. Everything will be done.
Raghu.
Raghu sir,
Okay.
down ஆயிடுச்சு அதனால என்னோட router disconnected. Now I got connected to mobile phone. அதனால ஒரு break.
Okay.
ஸோ இதுதான் நார்மலாக நம்ம வெப் இன்டர்ஃபேஸஸ் நம்ம வேணும்னா நம்ம கான்ஃபிகர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இஃப் நாட் நம்ம நார்மல் இதுலேயே வி கேன் மேக் யூஸ் ஆஃப். ஓகே. இப்போ நம்ம நார்மலாக ஒரு என்னெல்லாம் பார்த்து ஒரு டேட்டாபேஸ் கிரியேஷன். ஓகே, ஸோ ஒரு ஹியர் we let me discuss about some basic commands. சார் நான் ஒரு 45 மினிட்ஸ்ல பேசுறேன், கிளாஸ் வரைக்கும் முடிச்சுட்டு பேசுறேன். Okay, so here okay, you can create a database by using the following command. Create database, or instead of database you can also give schema. நம்ம பார்த்துக்கலாம். Create database, you need to specify the database name. Okay, so here you can add some additional properties. So who created these are all the additional parameters with db properties. You can specify who created the database, what is the date and time of creation, example open a brace. Okay, created by, and then single quote equals, okay, the open a quote created by Raman, and then it need to be represented in a key and value pair. Key is the date, is equal to represent once again in quote 2018, the month of 09 and date of 15 it has been created. So you can add these additional parameters called so far what we have discussed, create database and database. Here these are all the additional things that you can attach with the database for your future reference. With the database properties you can set the properties in form of a key and value pair. Okay, created by Raman. Okay, either you can use either database or you can use schema. Both the things are same. This mechanism. And you can connect with the database, use database name, use Thiru, under which you can create your tables and so on and so on. So here, if the database containing tables like imagine employee and sales table, when you try to drop the database, what happened here is you use the command drop database. You need to specify the database name. Here, under the circumstances, so what you can do here, if the cascade is optional, so if database is free, it will drop the database. If the database is not empty, what happened? It will show the database couldn't be dropped. Why so? Because the database containing some tables. So if you want to override the default, irrespective of whether the database containing tables or not, you want to drop the database in sense, you need to use this question was asked in the interview. How to drop a database containing some tables on top of it without dropping the tables. The command is drop database name. You need to use an option called cascade. Okay, cascade, CASCADE. So if the database containing any tables, automatically it will drop those tables first and it will drop the database. Please make a note. Okay, this is the way by which you can use this cascade option to drop a non-empty database. Similarly, you can also set some properties using alter database, database name, example set. You can specify the DB properties. DB properties, you can specify anything. And so created by, okay, modified by sequels, modified them, okay, Venu. Like you can specify by using the alter database statement, you can alter the database to any extent. Okay, so these are all some of the additional things that is associated with the option cascade, the option DB properties that you can set with. Now another important thing. So here we are going to discuss about this collection data types. We have in our previous session discussed about the primitive data types under which you discussed how to define an integer, string, data, etc., etc. Here we are going to discuss about the collection data types. With respect to these collection data types, there are three Hive support three things. One is struct, and another one is map, and third one is array. Okay, so if you are already familiar with C, you may aware of struct. So here the Hive struct is also similar to structure in C, which is used to accommodate what array will do. It will use to store a collection of data belonging to the same data types, which belongs to the same data type. It may be either a collection of string data, for example, to collect the names. Okay, it may be a collection of string data. It may be a collection of integer data, which may be a collection of dates. So if you want, it is an array which is used to collect the similar data types. It is a collection of similar data types. So it may be you may need to store the salary of 10% instance. You can specify through array. The structure is a combination of okay, multiple data types. It may be an integer, it may be a string, it may be a float, it may be a combination of many data types. Is called a structure. Okay, so map is a collection of key and value pairs. So array is a ordered sequence of same data type, and here map is used for representing a key and value pairs. A structure is used to collect different data types. Okay, we can make it with a small example, so that a real-time example, so that under which field you need to specify structure, under which field you need to specify map and array will be understandable. Okay, like we create a table with the employee name as a data type string and employee salary as a data type integer or float, and here the subordinates of the employee. So we can make it as an array of string, the people working under the employee, and let me make as a deduction as a map, and the map, the key value is string and the value is considered as a float. Okay, the income tax deduction, house rent allowance reduction, like the key is string and value is float, and you can specify your address as a structure. Then it contains a door number colon as an integer, comma, it contains the street name as a string, comma, it contains a city as a string. Okay, so this is the example we here. You can map the corresponding data types with respect to the following fields. And what you need to do, upon you need to create a table. So this is the syntax that we are looking for. Okay, employee table, how to create a table. At that time, how you can specify this row format, that we will discuss now. Here you need to create a table with the following structure. Let me create a table, create. Okay, so here you need to create the table, create table, table name, open a brace, followed with the name up to this city string. Then you need to specify the parameter, close the brace, and you need to specify row format, delimited. Here, this is the key thing. Here, fields terminated by, this is the default terminator, /001, and collection items terminated by, this is the default high value 002, and under the map the key and value pair map keys terminated by /003, and lines are terminated by new line character. If your table is going to use these above set data types, these are all the default terminators. Okay, so lines terminated by new line character, and assume that it is stored as a text file. Stored as text file. Okay, in our previous example, we have used fields terminated by one field and another field, being it is a comma separated format or tab separated format. Here, in this case, the normal fields terminated by, we specified the comma, but these are all the default terminator. Field need to be terminated by 001. Collection items need to be terminated by 002. In the map, the key and value pair need to be terminated by 0. This is what the hive is representing. So if you take into consideration /001 as an octal code, which is equivalent to control A, /002, which is equivalent to control B, and /003, which is equivalent to control C. These are all the octal representation associated with these terminators. Okay, so if you create a record, the record in Hive need to be stored under the following format. You please make a note of this. These are all the default terminators Hive is expecting. Default terminators. So let me take it with a small example so that you can have an easy understanding. So here let me take this example. Okay, let me create a table with name. salary, subordinate, a sample example, deductions, and address field. So name is Ram. Salary is 9,000. The subordinate is one subordinate Arun and another subordinate Balu. Deduction PF, it is rupees 1,000. Income tax, it is 2,000. So these are all deductions. The address, you have door number 12. You have a street name MKP line. You have a city Madurai. Okay. So this is the data, real data. Here, how this data can be represented. What sort of representation here Hive is expecting. Okay, this is the real data. Here you have specified the subordinate as an array of strings. Okay, here it is a string element and it is an array containing for employee Raman, you have two subordinates Arun and Balu. Here the map, the deduction, you can have a provident fund deduction. Here this corresponds to map. This is your name and value pair. Here the first is it is a string and it is a value. PF is a string and 1,000 is a value. IT is a string and 2,000 is a value. Whenever you represent map, the map can be represented in form of a key and value pair. The key is a string, the value is float. Here in this case, this is your key. Okay, this is your key and this corresponds to your value. So is it making sense? Now in terms of structure, this is the door number which is an integer and the street name. Okay, now this is the actual representation of the table. So here, if you create a table and you specify the format in this manner, so how the data need to be submitted to the table? It Hive exports the data in the following format. You should have your data. So here, by having fields terminated by Control A. Here, the collection items are terminated by Control B and Control C. I will give you a sample data so that you have a clear understanding. With respect to the following scenario, let I give a sample data. Okay, let I give a sample data. First name field, then second is salary. Here how the field is terminated by using 001. Therefore, the terminator here is Control A as a terminator. One field and another field. Okay, you have all these fields. You first represent the field, name, salary, then you have a subordinate field, and you have a deduction, and you have address. Now the field terminated by each and every field is terminated by Control A. This is the default terminator. Here, Hive experts. Okay, so you have a name, salary. In this case, you have the following field. Raman, salary is 9,000, and here you have two subordinates. Okay, now salary is 9,000. One is subordinate Arun and another subordinate is Balu. Okay, and deduction PF 1,000 and you have another deduction. Okay, so IT 2,000. Okay, so these are all the two deductions, and finally you have address 12 MKP line and model. You should aware of this data structure. That is what that we are giving more focus. So here, you know how the field is separated. So here, let me take the Raman and 9,000 separated by Control A, and 9,000 and Arun and Balu is separated by Control A. And these two considered as the same field, and you have Control A as a separated PF, this key and this value pair. And how in this case of map data type, the key and value pair is terminated by 003, which is equivalent to control C. Therefore, here the terminator here is PF control C, this one, IT control C 2000. And these are all the members of collection. The collection items are terminated by 002. Therefore, this terminator is control B. This one is control B. So these are all members of collection items. This is control B. This is control B. And this corresponds to control A. So one field and another field. This is the way by which Hive actually expresses the data. Raman control A, 9000 control A, Arun. Here Arun and Balu being they belong to this collection items. Where the collection items are terminated by 002, 002 which is a control B. Therefore, you need to have between Arun and Balu control B. So this is the data structure associated with the Hive different data types. Is it making sense? You should follow this default data structure, but it is not possible in the real time. It is not possible to follow this default data types. In this case, you need, if you follow some other different data types, your original data may be of different data types. In this case, you need to specify under the following parameter. So, how the collection items are terminated, how the map and key is terminated in the map, how the key and value is terminated, how the members of collection items are terminated, that is the array member or it may be a map member. So this is the original representation of data. Now I am going to let you know that the overriding, how to override. Before going into that, if you have any doubt, please let me know to clarify.
This conference will now be recorded.
Or instead of making use of this default, let me take some real-time way of how the separators would be looking like. நாளைக்கு ஃபுல்லா நம்ம practical தான் பார்க்க போறோம். Before that, I need to have a clear understanding of the fundamentals. Okay, let me create a table, employee table. Okay, so create table, the name of the table, employee, with the employee name as a string data type, and the employee salary as a float data type, and followed with subordinates. Okay, is an array. In this array containing a string value, comma, here deductions. Then deduction data type is map. Under map, we have a key and value pair. The key is a string and the value is a float or integer. You can have anything. And comma, address. Address is a structured data type which contains a door number, colon as an integer, comma, here a street as a string, comma, and then a city as a string. Okay, you close this, you close the brace. Okay, and then you need to specify this parameter, additional parameter. Okay, row format. We are going to override the default row format delimiter. Here you want to specify the fields. One field and another field is terminated by comma as a terminated by comma. And then you need to specify collection items. The member of the array, the member of the spec, or the member of the map, or collection items. Collection items terminated by. So instead of control B, what I am going to do here, I am going to make it as a colon as the terminator. One member, another member, I am going to terminate as a colon. Here map, and under the map, the name and key, map keys are terminated by. So let me make it as hyphen as a terminator, map keys. And then as default lines terminated by new line character, and the file is stored as a text file. Okay, so this is the way here you need to create this table. The table expects the data. If this is the case, you want to create a data in the following manner. Okay, so the table's data, let me take one sample data. So the first you should have the name Raman, and you should have the salary 9,000, and the subordinate Arun and Babu. And third thing, okay, the deduction IT 1,000. So income tax PF 2,000, and you have a door number 12, street name MKP Lane, and the city Madurai. So this is the data. How the different fields are terminated by comma as a separator. Okay, so you can have a comma as a separator for your field value. Raman is field, 9,000 is a field. So Arun and Babu togetherly it is a field, comma. IT 1,000, PF 2,000 is a field, that is a deduction field, and here this is a address field. Now you are aware that the comma as a field separator. Okay, you are giving comma as a field separator. Now you need to specify a colon separator. For your colon, you are giving the separator for your collection items. Under which are collection items? Arun and Babu is a member belonging to the array. Therefore, it is a collection item. Then here IT 1,000 is one member and PF 2,000 is one member. Therefore, these are all collection items. Similarly, within a structure, this is your door number, this is your street name, these are all collection items. Therefore, you need to have collection item terminated. And the next property is the map. Okay, the map here key and value pair need to be terminated by the following entity. It needs to be terminated by hyphen. In this case, which one is map, you have the reduction is map. Here this corresponds to key, this corresponds to value, this corresponds to key, this corresponds to value. Now I think so you are clear of all those things. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
இப்படிதான் உங்களுடைய ஒரிஜினல் டேட்டா உங்க ஃபைல்ல இருக்கும். இப்போ நீங்க ஒரு கிளாஸ் ஹோம் அதுக்குள்ள நம்ம ஒரு கிளாஸ் ஹோம்குள்ள அதுக்குள்ள ஒரு எம்ப்ளாயி அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஃபைல் வச்சுட்டீங்கன்னா ஒரு எம்ப்ளாயி டாட் டெக்ஸ்ட் ஃபைல் எனிதிங். The file should contain data in the following format. Okay. So நம்ம default format நம்ம எங்கெல்லாம் override பண்ணிருக்கிறோமோ அதெல்லாம் இந்த இடத்துல I need to specify. புரியுதா? எங்கெல்லாம் நம்ம எப்படி கலெக்ஷன் ஐட்டம்ஸ்னா என்ன, மேப்னா என்ன, இதுதான் நம்ம சாம்பிள் டேட்டா செட் நான் கொடுத்துருவேன். நம்மளோட ப்ராக்டிஸ்க்கெல்லாம் இதுதான் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம். So that is the reason why I am giving you more importance to understanding the data structure. So table create பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? Then to load the data directly you can load. Assume that you can issue the command load data local. Assume that it is under the home class Hadoop local is path. You specify the path to home Hadoop the employee dot text. So into here there are several options. Into irukku, overwrite irukku, append irukku, that we will discuss. Into table, you need to specify the table name employee. That's all. Okay. So then If you issue the select statement, select the start from employee, then it will list all the things. Now we need to discuss how to access the member associated with the collection items. How to access? I need for a member Raman. What is the income tax that he need to pay? How the particular member of the map and the key can be accessible? இதுக்கு நம்ம தனியா பார்க்கணும். இப்போ ஒவ்வொரு மெம்பர் நீங்க செலக்ட் ஸ்டாஃப் எம்ப்ளாயினா இட் வில் லிஸ்ட் ஆல் த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ். இப்போ எனக்கு வந்து ராமன் பிலாங்ஸ் டு விச் சிட்டி அப்படின்னு பார்க்கணும்னா செலக்ட் சிட்டின்னு போட முடியாது. அப்போ அந்த சிட்டியை எப்படி ஆக்சஸ் பண்றது, ராமனோட இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் எவ்வளோட ஆக்சஸ் பண்றது அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம பார்க்கணும். புரியுதா? செலக்ட் கொடியில ஹவு டு ஆக்சஸ் மெம்பர்ஸ். நீங்க ஒரு நார்மலா ஃபீல்டுனா தெரியும். இப்போ எம்ப்ளாயி நேம் கமா சேலரி வேணும்னா என்ன பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, செலக்ட் எம்ப்ளாயி நேம் ஃபீல்டு நேம் கமா சேலரி ஃப்ரம் எம்ப்ளாயினா வந்துடும். B, now you need to aware how to query the member belonging to array element, belonging to map element, belonging to structure அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம பார்க்கணும். ஓகே, அதை நம்ம நாளைக்கு பார்த்துக்கலாம். So this is the way. My intention is to make you aware of the underlying data structure and what are all the different types of data types that is supported in Hive, and how you can do a query optimization based upon several parameters. இதெல்லாமே இன்னைக்கு நாளைக்கு நம்ம பார்த்த எல்லாத்தையுமே ஒரு ப்ராக்டிக்கலா நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போறோம். பிஃபோர் கோயிங் இன் டு தட் டு ப்ளீஸ் கோ த்ரூ ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங் இன் அ கிளியர் மேனர். அதுக்கு உண்டான டேட்டா செட்டு நம்ம இது எல்லாமே ஒவ்வொரு டேட்டா செட்டும் பெரிய பெரிய டேட்டா செட்டை டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி தரேன். அந்த லிங்க் அப்படியே நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஓகே.